So in this very lesson, we shall be looking at equations involving determinants. Equations involving what? Determinant. In our previous lessons, we learned how to find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix and that of a 3 by 3 matrix. So we said that given matrix A, which contains the entries, to find the determinant of this matrix, and we know that this is what? A 2 by 2 matrix. So the determinant of this matrix, which is written as the depth of A, means the determinant of A, or which is also written as this. We can write this in the form of A11, A12, A21, and then A22. So this form means that we have to find what the determinant of matrix A. To proceed to find your determinant, what we do is to find our cross product for the entries. So we are going to get the determinant of A to be, this will give us A11 multiplying what? A22 minus A21 multiplying A12. So this is how we find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix. So we are going to base on this concept of determinant to solve equations on or involving determinants. So let's consider this equation for 3x and then what? 2. And the whole of this is equal to 5. We want to find what? X. So looking at this equation, you realize that it looks like the determinant form. So this should tell us that in order to find the value for A, then we have to find the determinant of this matrix and then equate it to the number 5. So in doing that, we are first going to do our cross multiplication. This will multiply that, so we have 4 times 2 minus what? This will multiply that, we have 3 times x, and the whole of this is equal to 5. This will give us what? 8. This will give us 3x is equal to 5. We are looking for x, so we have our 3x is equal to 8 minus 5. So we have 3x is equal to what? 3. We are looking for x, so we divide both sides by 3. So that this and that will cancel. So our x is equal to 1. As easy as that. We just have to find the determinant of the matrix. We equate it to the number. So let's look at more examples. So we want to find x such that the whole of this matrix is equal to 32. So looking at this will tell you that we should find the determinant of this matrix and then equate it to what? 32. So for me, we know that our determinant of this matrix is going to be this times this. So we have 4 times 5 and then minus this will multiply that 3x times what? Minus 2, and this is equal to 32. So we have this times that will give us 20 minus what? Minus 6x is equal to 32. So we have 20. This will give us plus 6x is equal to 32. So let's do some transposition here. The whole of this will move to the right hand side. We'll be left with 6x is equal to 32 minus what? 20. We have our 6x is equal to what? 12. We are looking for x, so let's divide both sides by 6. Both sides by 6. This will cancel this. This into that we have 2. So we can say that our x is equal to 2. As easy as that. Let's look at this particular one. We want to find the value for x for this matrix equation. So looking at this should tell us that we should first find what? Our determinant, and then equate it to 0. So we know that the determinant of this, we are going to find our cross product. This will multiply that, so we have x minus 2 multiplying what? X minus 3. Then we have minus, let me bring this bracket. This times what? 1, and the whole of that is equal to 0. So let's expand the bracket. We are going to have x squared minus what 2x minus what 3x plus what 6, and this is going to give us 2 is equal to 0. Let's simplify this one. We have x squared. This is going to give us minus 5x plus what 6 minus 2 is equal to 0. 6 minus 2 give us what 4. So let's make it straight. Now looking at this, we are having what a quadratic equation, and we can solve for the value for x using the factorization approach. So this means that we are going to look for two numbers that will multiply are going to get 6. That when we sum, it should give us minus 5. And these numbers are minus 1 and then minus 4. The product of this will give us 4. The sum of this will give us minus 5. Then we are going to substitute values in place of 5x. So we have x squared minus x minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0. Let's do some factorization here. We have x here, we can factor x out. We are left with x minus 1. 4 is here, 4 is here. We can also factor 4 out. We are left with x minus what 1, and that is going to give us 0. So let's pick those outside the brackets. So we are going to have x minus 4, and then we have x minus 1 is equal to 0. So from here, we can see that our x is equal to 4, or our x is equal to 1. So the value for x is either x is equal to 4 or x is equal to 1. Let's look at our last example and then we move. So we want to find the value for k such that the whole of this matrix is equal to 13. And looking at this matrix, this is what a 3 by 3 matrix. So to solve for k, then we have to find the determinant of this 3 by 3 matrix, and then we equate it to the number 13. And we have already learned how to find the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix. So let's find the determinant of this. So to find the determinant of this, let me write this one here to help us. So we have 4. So to find the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix, first we are going to choose any rule. So let's choose the first rule. And then we are going to multiply each entry on that rule by its cofactor. So we are going to multiply the first one, 4. And then in doing that, we are going to break the first column and then the first row, and then we find the determinant of what remains. 3 times 0 will give us what? 0. We have minus k times minus 1 will give us what? Minus k. Then move on to the next one. Because we are talking about cofactor, the sign will be what? Negative, because we have plus, minus, plus. We have learned how to find the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix. Then move on to the next entry, which is 5. So with the second entry, we are going to collapse the first row and then the second column, and then we find the determinant of what remains. 2 times 3 will give us what? 6. Minus 1 times minus 1 will give us minus 1. We'll move on to the last entry, which is what? 6. So with that, we are going to collapse the first row and then the last column, and then we find the determinant of what remains. 2 times k will give us what? 2k. Minus 1 times 0 will give us what? 0. And the whole of this is equal to 13. So we are going to have, and then we have k, we have 5, this is going to give us what? 7, we have 6, and this is giving us what? 2k, and this is equal to what? 13. So let's do some simplification here. 4 times k will give us what? 4k. 5 times 7 will give us what? 35, and this will give us what? 12k. We have what? 13. So let's group the like terms and then we sum them. 4k plus 12k will give us what? 16k. Minus 35 is equal to what? 13. So let's group some like terms. We have 16k is equal to 35 plus what? 13. 35 plus 13 will give us what? 48. We are looking for k, so let's divide both sides by 16. Both side by 16, this and that will go. We have our k to be equal to what? 3. So the value for k in this equation is k is equal to 3. As easy as that. This brings us to the end of today's lesson. But I'm going to give you 1 to 2 answer question. Try your hand on it. So this is your 2 answer question. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.